वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी नामचिन्तामणि कृष्ण चैतन्यरसविग्रहः पूर्णशुद्धो नित्यमुक्तो अभिन्नत्वं नामनामिनीं प्रायेण अल्पायुषु कलोऽस्मिन् युगे जना मन्दसुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्यो औपहृतः अतः श्रीकृष्णनामादि न भावेद् ग्रह्यमिन्द्रियैः सेवन्मुखी जिह्वादो स्वयं एव स्फुरति यादः. Reading from Srimad Bagavatam, text 11, chapter 3, verse number 50-51. Archado hrudaye chapi yata labdopacharakai dravyakshiti atmalingani nispadya proksha chasanam padyadin upakalpayata sannidapya samahitaha hridayadibihi krutanyaso moolamandrena charayat. Archo Ada in the form of meaning, word by word meaning. Archo Ada in the form of the deity and his paraphernalia. Hridaya in the heart. Cha api also. Yata labda, whatever is available. Upacharakai with ingredients of worship. Dravya, the physical items to be offered. Shiti, ground. Atma, one's own mind. Lingani, and the deity. Nispadya, preparing. Proksha, sprinkling the water with water for purification. Cha and Archanam, one's seat. Padyadin, the waterfall, bathing the deity's feet. And other offerings. Upakalpya, getting ready. Atha, then Sandhi, Tyapa, placing the deity in its proper place. Samhidaka, concentrating one's attention. Kritaya Abdi, in the deity's heart and other place of the body. Krutanyasaha, having drawn sacred malls. Pula mantrena, with the appropriate basic mantra for worshipping the particular deity. Cha and Acharyet, one should offer worship. Translation purport given by the disciples of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The devotee should gather whatever ingredients for worshipping the deity are available, make ready for the offerings, the ground, his mind and the deity, sprinkle his sitting place with water for purification, and prepare the bathing water and other paraphernalia. The devotee should then place the deity in his proper place, both physically and within his own mind, concentrate his attention and mark the deity's heart and other parts of the body with tilaka. Then he should offer worship with appropriate mantra. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayambhava Mahim Dadati Svapadantikam Pancha Kalpatarabhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyo Chapadanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. So in this chapter, liberty from the illusory energy, the Archana Vidhi is also one of the tremendous and very hopeful factor for the liberation from this material world. So there are different types of devotional service, especially Navavidhana Bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So these 9 types of devotional service, among the 9 types of devotional service, Archanam is one of the prominent factor which lifts us, which boosts us from the lower platform to the higher platform, or from Tamo Rajoguna to Sattva. Because the mind is so boggling that he cannot keep chanting the holy names of the Lord throughout the day, but Prabhupada has recommended us to chant not maximum 16 rounds but minimum 16 rounds. But if a devotee chants 64 rounds, he will be in a for around 7 to 10 years continuously without any break, like how we pour the oil in the bottle from one bottle to another bottle. There will not be any gap. If you pour the water, there will be a gap. There will be stop. But when you pour the oil, continuously it will be pouring without any stop. Similarly, our devotional service should be flowing like oil. It should not be any breakages. It should not be any break. Continuous without non-stop. So our devotional service, if you want to put in a very conducive way, one should also give more importance to Shravanam, Kirtanam, basically. But after that, if one cannot remain in that particular stage for a period of some hours, for a term of some hours, for a time of some hours, he can also switch out to the Archanam process, where the Archanam process is also one of the beautiful process. So one can mold his activities, as Prabhupada given us a very hope-giving criteria for continuously remembering and serving the personality of Godhead, like Shravanam, hearing Srimad Bagavatam and Bhagavad Gita; Kirtanam, chanting the holy names of the Lord; Smaranam, remembering the holy names of the Lord, or remembering the Supreme Personality of God by discussing about His name, form, and His glories. Archanam is also very, you can say, it's one of the most helping factor, or it is very, very favorable for a person who is too much involved in sense gratification activities. Instead of serving the materialistic persons or worldly involved, or the persons who are involved in worldly matters, he can come and serve the deities in the temple. He can come and serve the deities in his own house by following the footsteps of the previous acharyas, and also the methods or criteria adopted in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. Like there are a lot of steps to be taken, lot of do's and don'ts are there. It is mentioned in Hari Bhakti Vilasa and Narada Pancharatra Vidhi, also written by Srila Jiva Goswami. It's very beautifully explained. To bathe the deities, a pujari should be very, very strict enough, and also the pujari should be in a Sattvaguna, Suddha Sattvaguna also. He should chant the holy name of the Lord before he attends Mangalarati, so that the consciousness will get purified. It is not only service by body but service by mind. It is not only purification only from the body, but the purification in mind also, and purification in consciousness also. So if one wants to be to get purified in all these factors, one should get up early in the morning and chant the holy names of the Lord. If one is pure in mind, one should also be pure in the habits. If one is pure in habits, one is also pure in eating, mating, sleeping, and defending also. Like eating, it should not be more than 2 times per day, and it should be, the food should be in a sattvic style, or it should be in sattvaguna. And the food which is not at all favorable to our devotional service, one should skip those meals. One should not have the prasadam just for the sake of gratifying the senses, but for the sake of balancing the body and mind, or balancing the body and soul, so that he can discharge his services to the Supreme Personality of Godhead whenever the time is, whenever there is a need, or when it is really inevitable. So it's not only a duty, it's not only a service, but it is prem or the love and affection we show to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Once consciousness or chitta is purified, and once chitta is purified, automatically or spontaneously the consciousness which is in a lower platform will be raised to the higher platforms like Sattva-guna and the Suddha Sattva-guna. So for that one needs internal purification and external purification. Internal purification refers to the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, hearing about Krishna Katha from the pure devotees, from the lips of the pure devotees, and also during and also smaranam and also mananam also plays a very major role. So in these particular slokas in 11th canto, 3rd chapter, text 53, 50 to 55, or from 43 to the subsequent slokas, explains very beautifully how the lords are served in Archana Vidhi. First of all, before going to the Archanam, we should also know that the Lord is in a deity form to receive whatever services we render to the Lord. Because Archana Vidhi is one of the most very important Vidhi, very most important and very eloquent form of subject, which is a ordinary man or a sadhaka cannot see the form of the Lord or cannot see the Lord personally, because his devotion service is not up to the mark, because therefore his consciousness should be raised. So one cannot see the Lord personally. It takes we have to raise our the devotion service stage from to the prema stage or bhava or prema stage. So the Archana Vidhi, the Lord comes in the form of deity, or Lord comes in the form of a murti to receive whatever the services we accept. So before the Lord comes as Archa, when the Lord comes as Archa or a deity, so the pujaris or the archakas, they perform this prana pratishtha. So they imbibe the prana, they give the prana to deities in the form of chanting the pure mantras and performing different ceremonies like Soda Sopaka Upachara and welcoming the deities, and Unmila Netrana, the deities' eyes are binded before the Pratistapana, before the installation, and after the installation. So many steps are there for installing the deities, because the pure devotees gives pran to deities. So when the Lord accepts this Archana form, by giving pran to the deities, so we cannot say after that it is a deity, it is really Krishna only. We should feel that. We should have that such type of consciousness that really Krishna has come and we have to serve him personally by mind, by words and by body. Through by all angas we have to serve the deities, and he is one among our family members. That's why in a house, if you go to any house, in our devotee's house or any house for that matter in India, there will be always a separate and exclusive room for the deities, which are so specially maintained and which are served very carefully. So every Indian, every citizen in India, for that matter, one who follows the Sanatana Dharma, has their own personal puja room or a common puja room, so that the whole family members can come and serve the deities early morning by doing Mangalarti, all those things. And deities are decorated, deities are bathed in different blood in different situations. Like every day, if they have deities, they can bathe the deities. For that, Upakalpyata, Sannidhyapa, Hrudabdi, all these things are there. So here, Upakalpyata means ingredients of worship, whatever the things we need, like Dhupa, Deepa, Arghya, Vastra, and sandal, Gopi Chandan, and Achamana cup. So all these things are ingredients, or the bhoga to be offered. So all these things to be prepared before bathing the deities or before doing service to the deities. Proksha. So before offering anything to the deities, we should do some proksha. We say we should sprinkle the water on it by chanting some mantras, by chanting a particular mantras. Upakalpya means getting ready. Sannidhyapa means placing the deity in its proper place. So before placing the deities in a proper place, the particular place should be cleaned, and we should draw also the diagram of Goloka Vrindavana. On top of the diagram, we have to place the deities, and we have to put the tulsi in all the Achamana cup. And there are so many things to be followed in deity worship. And especially the worshipper of particular deity should be very, very consciousness and very rapt attention. He should be in a rapt attention. So before that, he should get purified. He should purify his body by applying the tilakas throughout his body in 12 places. Because why Lord Krishna comes in the material, in the Archa form? Because one cannot understand the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with by these material senses. So one should, the conditioned souls are engrossed in the vain pursuit of material sense gratification and completely indifferent towards the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Because the ordinary person or a mundane person can think the Lord as a very stone or a wood, or it is only a picture. But a devotee, he really feels that Krishna's presence is there, and we should be very rapt. We should be in rapt attention. We should be very careful to serve the deities in the house, whenever and whatever it is needed in a particular time, place, and circumstances. So every day, Lord is offered the chira rice in the morning times, and breakfast, lunch, evening juice, fruit juice, and in night before Shaina Arti is offered dry fruits and other milk items which soften. So before, while doing Prana Pratishtha itself, we commit in that 48 days of Mandala Puja that what are the things we are going to offer, what are the samskaras we are going to do, and what are the upacharas we are going to do to the particular deities. All these things are committed in this 48 Mandal Puja. After that, those services and this upacharas are continued for the deities. And also there is two types of pratishtha, Achala Pratishtha and Chala Pratishtha is there. For Chala Pratishtha, the deities may move in future to the different places according to the devotees or temples arrangement and circumstances. But Achala Pratishtha, once it is installed, it cannot be moved. It's permanent. So like this, there are so many rules, regulations for Archana Vidhi. It's also a very special manifestation of the Lord uh, to bestow mercy and compassion towards the sadhakas or the pure devotees. There are two types of prakashas. One is Swayam Prakasha and another is Prakasha and Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Prakasha is a form which is the source of all incarnations, and Prakasha incarnations exhibit various pastimes within this world. Swayam Prakasha and Prakasha. Fifty-two, 53 sloka. Sangopangam shaparshadam tam murtim swamantraha mantrataha padya argya achamani yadhyai snanavaso vibhushanai gandhamalyakshata shrugbir dhupa deepo harakai sangam sampujya vidivat stavaistuva name dharim. Sangha, including the limbs of his transcendental body, Upangam, and his special bodily features such as Sudarshana disc and other weapons. Sa Parshadam, along with his personal associates. Tam, each particular Murtim deity, Swamantrataha, by the deity's own mantra. Argya, with water for bathing the feet. Argya, scented water for greeting. Achamanya, water for washing the mouth. So Snana for bathing, water for bathing. Vasa, fine clothing. Vibhushanai, ornaments. Gandha, fragrances. Malya, necklaces. Akasta, unbroken barley corns. Shragvi, and flower garlands. Dhupa, with incense. Deepa, and lamps. Upaharakai, such offerings. Sangam, in all respects. Sampujya, completing the worship. Vidivat, in accordance with the prescribed regulations. Stavai, stuva, honoring the deity by offering prayers. Namayat, one should not bow down. You should bow down. So before entering the deity's deity room, one should bow down and offer obeisances by chanting his spiritual master's names and his founder Acharya's names, and should glorify the deities by offering obeisances. By entering that, before he entering the deity room, he has to do Achamana cup. He has to do Achamana by chanting Om Keshvaya Namaha, Om Narayana Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Govindaya Namaha, Vishnuvaya Namaha. Like that, there are 12 names. And by entering it, as how the Achamana prescribes that one should get cleansed before entering the deity room. So after entering the deity room, one should worship the deity along with each of the limbs of his transcendental body. So there is also a mantra for washing his lotus feet. The deity's lotus feet. Etat Padyam, it says Klim Krishnaya Namaha, Klim Nityanandaya Namaha, Chaitanya Namaha. And for making sleep also, Idam Shayanam, Klim Krishnaya Namaha, Idam Shayanam, Klim Radhaya Namaha. There is also a Bija mantra for every deity. For Radha Krishna, it is a separate deity. For Gaunita, a separate deity. By chanting those Bija mantra, we have to do each and every service to every limb of the body of the deities. So there are also weapons such as Sudarshan Chakra. His other bodily features and his personal associates. One should worship each of the transcendental aspects of Lord by his own mantra and with offerings. Water to the So when water is offered, it should be scented with some beautiful fragranted things to be offered in the water, like camper, Borneo flakes, they say, Pachakarpam, they say, that is also mixed with water, so that the Lord can receives those water with beautiful fragrance, with beautiful taste. And there is also a mantra to wash his mouth, to wash his lotus feet, to remove his slippers, to wear the slippers, to put clothing, to put ornaments on the deities. For all this, there are very so many rules and regulations for that, and also to offer garlands and to offer dhupa, deepa, arghya, vastra to the deities. It's a very beautiful art if one gets this type of opportunity to serve the deities, and one is very, very fortunate. And we have also a course in Mayapur and other institutions in our International Society of Krishna Consciousness. We have in our institute, we have deity worship for 3 to 4 months course. It's really very helpful. It's also really very conducive for the sadhakas to get trained how one can treat the deities as the presence of Lord. One can get trained that one has to feel the presence of the Lord in the form of Achavidi. So Sridhara Swami has mentioned that akasta or unbroken bodily conspension in the verse 53 are to be used in decorating the deity with tilaka. One can also apply tilaka in between the eyebrows, or also in the sides of the foreheads. They can decorate their eyebrows also. They can decorate with tilaka or sandal paste. And one should be very careful while offering to the Lords. The ingredients should not be broken, and it should not be it should be fresh, and the flowers should be fresh. Flowers should have scented. Without scent or without fragrance, flowers should not be offered to the Lord. And timely offerings should be done to deities, especially in temples. So text 54, Atmanam tan mayam dhyayan murtim sampujayat dharehe sesham adhaya sirasa swadamni udvasya satkrutam. The worshipper should become fully absorbed in meditating upon himself as an eternal servant of the Lord, and should thus perfectly worship the deity. Remembering the deity is also situated within us, then he should within his heart. Then he should take the remnants of the deity's paraphernalia, such as flower garlands, upon his head, and respectfully put the deity back in his own place, thus concluding the worship. So all these slokas are serving the deities right from morning till night. So while putting back the deities in the evening times or to sleep, putting back the deities to sleep, he should remove all the garlands. He should also massage the lotus feet before making them to sleep, and they should also offer some fruits and dry milk to the deities. And while putting the deity into the bed, we also have a separate bed in our temples for the deities, for the Utsav Murtis, and we have pillow for them, we have bed for them, and we have blanket for them. While putting it, the head is we should hold the head of the deity so that it should not get any hurt. The deity should not get hurt, and respectively the deity back is the deities are put in their own place, and thus concluding the worship. So one should also take the flowers which are offered to Lord, and we can put it back on our neck, treating it as a Mahaprasadam. And also we have to take the Charanamrita of the deities after Abhishekam. The word Tanmayam in this verse is insignificant. One who is purified by worship the deity from the Lord can understand that he, the worshipper, is an eternal servant of the Lord and is qualitatively one with the Lord, being like a tiny spark of the original fire, the personality of Godhead. Madhvacharya stated in this record, Vishnor Bhrutyoham iti eva sadashad Bhagavan Mayaha Naivaham Vishnur Asmiti Vishnur Sarveswarohi Ajaha. One should think. So one Pujari or a practitioner of a deity worship should think that he is the eternal servant of the Lord, and he should never think that he is very close to the Lord, he can do whatever nonsense he wants, and he can feel very pride and increases egoism that is the close Pujari of Lord. No, one should not think that. He should always think that he is eternal servant of the Lord. Gopi Bharti Pada Kamalayor Dasanu Dasanu Dasa. I should always be servant of servant of servant. One should think that I am qualitatively one with the Lord, but in quantity, Lord differs, and we differ from the Lord. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Achinta Beta Abeda Tattvam. So while serving the deities in the altar, one should be very careful that he should not have any feelings of sense gratification. So just for gratifying his senses, he should not do the deity worship. One should be very serious in this matter. That deities means it's not deities, it is not a stone, it is not a wood, it is the presence of Krishna, the presence of Supreme Personality of God, and the Lordship should be felt in the heart. Thus, the worshipper of the Supreme Lord should recognize that the personality of God, it is all pervading, and should worship Him through the presence in fire, sun, water, and other elements in the heart of the guest one receives in one's home and also in one's own heart. In this way, worshipper will very soon achieve liberation. Hare Krishna.